Alright, and now the second semifinal is up next, and the 4 players that are participating in this semifinal are Coons, Plasterex, Morris89, and Bren. Here's Bren as well, and we are currently in a warm-up round. The same maps that were played in the first semifinal will also be played in the second semifinal, and the top 2 will qualify to the grand final. And Coons was in the grand final in the last edition, and he won the first edition, so he is no stranger to doing well in this kind of format. So we'll see if he can get to the grand final for the 3rd edition in a row. We also have Morris89 in the semifinal, an all-round player who is good on all types of environments or surfaces in Trackmania. So I'm not really too surprised that he is also doing well, and neither am I about Bren, who got, I believe, most world records on these tracks. Then Plasterex is a bit of an upset here for me. I didn't know too much about him, but clearly he is more than capable of driving well on these type of tracks as well. So will be interesting to see how he will fare in this semi-final, as we are about to go live here into the first round. And the first map that we are playing on is once again Easy Whale. Starting here with a small dirt section of the track. Bren clips the road up there in the air, which is floating. It's a result of block mixing, I believe, that's why it's there. So he's gonna fall behind with a loss, 2 checkpoints behind. Instead, it's Plasterex who takes the lead here in front of Morris89 and Coons. And just like in the first semifinal, the points limit is of course set to 80. We are playing with the cup mode and finalists. Wow, risky strat here from Plasterex. And he goes for it again, actually. Wow, very risky. That time though, he will get a bad landing, so I don't know if that's actually worth it. Meanwhile, we have Morris89 through this huge half pipe. Oh, but Coons able to steal that first place from Morris89 with a better finish, setting a time of 1 minute 54 hundredths, which is a pretty decent time. The world record here is 58.75 by Plasterex, so this is actually Plasterex. He got the world record on this track. That's what I want to say. So that should maybe mean that he's a bit comfortable on it at least, but not a great first round at least for Plasterex, and I think he may want to go a bit safer through those jumps. So we'll see if he will change his strat or not as we are live into the second round. Coons with a much better start than anyone else here. 63 hundredths in front of Morris89 at second place, and Bren and Plasterex both falling behind slightly. So right now it's Coons and Morris89 collecting the most amount of points. And here comes the landings. Good landing from both of them. Plasterex has fallen behind even further, maybe as a result of going for that risky strat once again. Coons and Morris89 keeps on trucking, and now they have reached the end once again. Will we see Morris89 overtaking Coons this time? I think he's a bit too far behind, yes, and Coons does not make any faults in the end, securing another first place and 10 points going his way, so he's up to 20. Morris89 with 12, Plasterex and Bren both with 7. And we saw in the first semifinal Carl Jr. winning 3 rounds in a row on this first map, so maybe Coons will repeat that in the second semifinal. 2 more rounds remaining on this first map. Doesn't get a good landing, so he is down to 4th place. Bren in the lead instead. Oh, both Coons and Morris89 drifted away from the inner side there, so they will lose a bit of time as a result. So now we got Bren and Plasterex instead for first place. Both get a good landing. Let's see now if Plasterex will change his strat. Looks like he is. He's going for the safer option. And that will put him at first place, just in front of Bren, but the ending could still create some different results here. Good entry from Bren. But can he get through this ending as well? No, he will not. Gets a bad landing. And Plasterex will take that first place. Good time as well, 1 minute 35 hundredths. And then Bren able to secure second place at least. With Maurice 89 taking third and Koons at fourth place. That makes it a bit closer in the rankings. Koons though remaining in the lead with 23 points. As he gets a bad landing already in the start. Plasterex also falling behind, who then hits the ring checkpoint, forced to respawn. Can he even make this jump actually? Okay, yeah, he can. So he will continue driving on. Koons is at third. And Maurice 89 at second. Bren at first. Big gaps already between the four players. Oh, Bren not able to make the jump. He will try to turtle his way to the next checkpoint. He is an RPG player after all, so there's no surprise that he was able to do that. That will save him a lot of time, but he did lose his first place. Koons landing on the border, but did not get punished for it. Maurice 89 with a terrible landing, and that's gonna allow Koons to go up in the lead. Can go up to 33 points as we move on to the second map. No problem at all for Koons, securing another first place, and then Maurice 89 will take third, or second. And here's the third place finisher, Bren. Finishing with a lot of time left on the clock, and then Plasterex not able to make the jump, and not enough time left on the clock. So that's gonna be the end of the first map, and in the score rankings we have Koons in the lead with 33 points. Maurice 89 with 22, and then Plasterex and Bren both with 17 points. Alright, moving on to the second map, and once again we'll have some backwards driving on our way. We saw Funny Bear doing really good on this map in the first semifinal. Taking a look here at the wreckage once again, we see that Maurice 89 got a really good time here, 1:16.79. Bren is at 5th place, also with a decent time. Plasterex at 6th, and then Koons is not even in the local wreckage, if I'm not mistaken. That's kind of interesting. He probably knows the track though. Maybe he didn't practice it online, but I can't really see a scenario where he wouldn't practice this map. And he's driving in this warm-up as well, so I think he probably got a decent time as well on this this course. And again, what's important when driving backwards is to try and get drifts that will allow you to build up more momentum. So you will see the players going for those drifts as much as they can. Interesting camera angle here, not sure why I'm getting it. Okay, now we're back to... okay, that's why I was in camera 2. I'm gonna switch to camera 1 so you get a static camera instead. The ending is, as we saw in the first semifinal, a bit random, to say the least, so I will not be surprised if the players will have to respawn in this ending. But that's gonna be the end of the warm-up round, so we'll continue this second semifinal now. Koons in the lead, Maurice 89 at second, Bren and Plasterex then tied for third place. Koons says, totally my map in the chat, so maybe he doesn't know the track that well. If so, then he's likely going to lose his first place, but let's see what's gonna happen. Of course, Koons plays normally with camera 3, but you can't do that driving backwards. So maybe that is also a disadvantage for him. But we'll see how he will do. He gets a good start at least. But then not able to keep his speed in that uphill, and did not get a drift either, so he will not get much speed here at all. In fact, also Bren will pass him. At the top we got Maurice 89 at second, Plasterex in the lead. Really close so far. Morris can still come back from this with a good finish. Gets a better landing by the looks of it, so he will catch up here. And then in this downhill part, need a lot of precision. Both players will get through. And in this landing, you can get a small drift. Both players will be doing just that. I think Morris 89 got slightly more speed here. And in the uphill, he does it much better than Plasterex. Puts him just behind here. Can Morris 89 take this first place away from Plasterex? No, Plasterex still in the lead, but with a good landing, maybe Morris 89 can still take it, and he will! Great landing from Morris 89 in the end, and he will defeat Plasterex with 1700ths of a second. Great times as well from both players, 1:17. That's very impressive. Just a bit over 1 second away from the world record. And Plasterex actually saying that was his personal best. So that's good timing to do so. And yeah, Koons did not do that well, so he's losing his lead a bit here. Still at first place though with 36. But not so sure he will keep his first place after this map is over. Once again, not able to get that drift. So both Morris 89 and Plasterex with much more speed than him. See where Bren is. Bren behind a bit here in the start. And this time Morris 89 will take the lead. Coming up to the drop. Good landing from Bren. He's gonna go up to third place. Plasterex actually dropping down to fourth. Koons now up to second. But Morris 89 still keeping that first place. Bren with a slightly better landing than Koons, so he will take over that second place. Oh, what a bad uphill from Morris 89 this time. So this could give Bren an opportunity to take first place, or maybe even Koons. Whoa, bad landing again from Morris 89. He's still keeping his second place though, but could have taken first here. Instead, Bren will win it. Plasterex then taking third in front of Koons, a very close round. And Koons says that was his personal best, so we see the players driving at their absolute best here in the semifinal. Koons still remaining at first place, but only with 1 point now in front of Morris 89. Brendan at 31, Plasterex at 27. Alright, not as good of a start from Morris 89, but if he gets a good drift though, which he does, he will go up to second place. Plasterex too far in front of him. Keep pressing that button, but that does not help. Here's Koons at third, and once again, we got Bren with a pretty slow start. So he doesn't seem too comfortable with this backwards driving. Let's go to Morris 89 as he's trying to catch up to Plasterex. But he needs to rely on a mistake here from Plasterex, and it comes! Plasterex hits the edge of the road, I think, and he's gonna lose a ton of speed with that. Morris 89, in a blink of an eye, up to first place. And now I think he should be able to keep that first place all the way to the end, unless he gets a landing bug. So far so good though. Let's switch to Morris 89, here we go. And that should be enough speed, so he's gonna secure first place, and with that will also take over first place in the score ranking, since Koons is looking to take only fourth place in this round. Can he even finish this one? No, he will have to respawn. He got 15 seconds left on the clock though, so should be able to finish here. Oh, another landing bug from Koons. He should have respawned once again. I think he should have had enough time to maybe get one more attempt. But instead, he's gonna get 0 points in this round. And Morris 89 now with a bigger lead than he thought he would have. He's up to 48. Koons at 39, Bren at 35, and Plasterex at 33 points. One more round remaining on this second map. See if Bren can maybe get a better start. He doesn't have a bad personal best on this track, so one would think that he would get better start than he currently is. But once again, he is behind here. Plasterex and Morris89 continue to do the start the best. And wow! What a speed boost here from Koons. Can go up to second place, but no one is close to Plasterex at all. Amazing start once again from the Polish player. Of course, Koons from the Netherlands. Bren is from France, and Morris89 from Germany. It's very close between Koons, Morris89 and Bren, but then Koons hits the wall and he is not driving backwards right now. So he's looking to take another 4th place. And it looks like Bren lost all his speed here, so Morris89 up to 2nd place. Plasterex with low speed, but should be enough here to stay in front of Morris89 as he falls down! What was that? As he says, WTF, my pad, did it disconnect? What happened? Plasterex throwing away his 1st place, and instead Morris89 can extend his lead even further, up to 58 points. Bren will take 2nd. Koons will also gain a position. Now Plasterex is driving again. Should have enough time to finish here as long as he gets a good landing. And he will, I think, yes he will. So Plasterex will take 4th, but yeah, he kinda threw away that 1st place. Has such a massive lead. And he needed those points as well, since he is currently at 4th place in the score rankings at 36 now. Could have been a bit more as we move on to the 3rd map. Bren with 41, Koons with 43, and then Morris89 with a solid lead at 58 points. And we are now on the 3rd map. It's 40 min. This one is a bit longer. World record here is 146.97 by Funny Bear. You can take a look here at the records again. Bren got top 2 here with 147. Plasterex top 4, 147.66. And then Koons is at 36th place with 156.21. So this could be another track where Koons is not really that comfortable on. So he may run the risk of going down even further in the rankings. This track though is maybe one of the most random ones, to be fair. Especially the ending will cause a lot of trouble for the players. It's maybe next to impossible to get some kind of consistent result there. But maybe one of these players got a safe strat to do it. I think instead of just going full speed in the end, maybe it's worth slowing down. Possibly, especially if you have the lead. So yeah, currently finishing up this warm-up round. And Morris89 can reach finalist status on this map. Just need to reach 80 points. We see another example here driving outside of the stadium. And here's the ending I was speaking of. You need to get enough speed here so that you can drive through this engine shut-off block with enough speed so that you can get to the end. Or to the other checkpoint. So the way Morris89 did it was the fastest way, basically. But it's very tough to do consistently. Alright, so that's gonna be the end of the warm-up round, and we are continuing this semi-final of the Zerator Cup 3. First semi-final already played, with 2 finalists spectating this match. They are waiting for their opponents. Right now Morris89 in a really good position. Let's see if he will be able to reach finalist status as we are off into the first round. Falls down to 4th place. But it's still early on and a lot of difficult parts to get through. And this is the first one with Koons having a bad landing, falls down to last place. Also Plasterex having some difficulties. And all of a sudden Morris89 up to second place. Known as such a consistent player, so it's no surprise really that he's able to do well on these kind of tracks. Not a good landing though, so he will actually go down to fourth place with that. Then a better landing than Koons in the other drop, so he's up to third now. At the top it's Plasterex versus Bren. Plasterex landing flat while Bren opts to land on his front wheels. Doesn't really seem to be much of a difference between the two strats. Alright, Plasterex of course at fourth place, so this would be some well needed points if he can secure this first place. But Bren with way more speed as we drive on the stadium here. But with a good ending, Plasterex could maybe still take that first place. Let's find out. As we come up to this tricky landing. Plasterex forced to respawn, but Koons and Morris89 will pass him. Bren with a decent amount of speed, so he's looking to secure first place. And that will put him ahead of Koons, I believe. 1:49.41, really good time as well. Koons then at second place. 1:56, and then Morris89 will take third in front of Plasterex, who again loses a first place finish. And with this fourth place will fall behind even further at 39 points. Koons, yeah, down to third now at 49, behind Bren with 51, and then Morris89 up to 62 points. 2 quick wins there for Morris89, and he would be a finalist, with a chance to also secure the win on this map. That's maybe what he wants to do if the last map is not one of his best. Great start from Plasterex this time, but it's a fairly close pack so far. No major time losses. No one will go for that shortcut. Bren taking over first place. Koons stumbling a bit in the landing, so Morris89 will pass him. And then it's Plasterex and Bren side by side as they go up the staircases. Koons now quite far behind, so he's again not doing so well. Let's hope for his sake that the last map is more his cup of tea. Alright, Plasterex once again in the lead, but not really able to secure these first places, which is a big problem for him, as we see Bren once again passing him on the stadium. See though if he can get a good ending at least. That looks pretty good. Yes, that should be good for Plasterex, but he's still behind Brendo, catching up on him. And he should be able to take this first place as long as he gets a good landing. Here we go. Falling down the big drop, and Plasterex with no landing bug will finally secure a first place and 10 points. 1:49.38, really good time from Plasterex and also from Bren with 1:49.50, really close round. Then Morris will take third place and Koons with another fourth place. So with that, Plasterex catching up a lot to especially Koons. He's only 3 points behind him. Bren at 57 and then Morris89 at 66. Not really doing as well on this track as I maybe thought he would. So doesn't look like he's gonna be able to reach finalist status on this map. He needs to win this next round, I believe. At least take a top position and then win the next round. Gets a good start. Both Bren and Koons already pretty far behind here. Let's go to Marius 89 at second place. Plaster X trying to win second round in a row. Bren catching up rapidly to Marius 89 and also passing him. Where is Koons? Not too far behind actually, so could still see Koons coming back, and he would need these points, I think. But he's further behind now as well. Marius 89 also not really close to the top. Once again, it's Bren and Plaster X, with Bren now in the lead. And usually he does this part over the stadium a bit better, so an opportunity for Bren to extend his lead perhaps. That looks pretty good to me. Where's Plaster X? Plaster X also with good speed though, so he's not gonna fall behind too much. Then we have Koons at third place, passing Marius 89. Plaster X with a good landing. Alright, here we go. That should be good, I think. No, he hits the wall! And I think he needs to respawn here. I don't think he can reach the next part, and he needs to turn around as well to get more speed. So does Koons. And Marius 89 will go up to second place, but he's not going to be even close to Bren, who wins here with 151.64. And looks like Koons is in front of Plaster X, as long as he can get a good landing. And he does. He will take third place. And gathering 4 points. And now Bren getting closer to Marius 89, only 5 points behind him. Koons at 56, Plaster X at 52. And thanks to that second place, Marius 89 now can reach finalist status. Moving on to the final map, but he needs to win this round though. And so far he hasn't really done that well on this track. His endings are pretty okay, but his start are the ones that are currently lacking. Find himself here at 4th place already. Maybe driving a bit too safe through this start. Will pass Plaster X though, so gaining a position here. But he's still got Bren and Koons in front of him. See about this landing! Marius 89 lands on his back, and looks like he will not reach finalist status in this round. So now Bren can actually go up to first place. He needs to win this round though, I think. Second place will not be enough, and right now Koons is in the lead. Oh, as Bren gets an awkward slowdown through the loop. Plaster X passing him. And then Koons! With a horrible landing here on the stadium. Losing his first place, and Bren now up to first instead. Bren with better finishes here than anyone else, and I think that's gonna be a good landing as well. Yes, it is. Plaster X not able to catch up. So it looks like we will have a new leader as we move on to the last map. See about the landing. Oh, good landing from Bren. And again, a great time. 150.53 in front of Plaster X. And then we have Koons at third place. Marius 89. With that respawn. Did cost him a lot, but can he at least finish this round? That would be very important, I think, for the rest of this semi-final, and he will do so with 2 seconds left to spare. So he's gonna go up to 75 points, but Bren will pass him now up to 77. Bren can only finish a round and he would be a finalist. Marius 89 though needs to take first or second. Third or fourth won't be enough. Then Koons at 60 points, and Plaster X was he at 55? No, 58 points for Plaster X as we move on to the last map. UC Nature Chicane. Carl Jr.'s favorite map, in other words. For a normal player though, this is hell on earth. since you need a lot of precision to get through this this first part. And if that wasn't enough, there's another very precision required part following that. See Coons driving through it right now. And only Carl Jr. is able to do this full speed for some reason. Which just shows what he is capable of, I think. Coons, of course, playing with camera 3, which I think is beneficial in the start. So that could be good news for him. So maybe he's feeling pretty comfortable based on that. And especially since he's seeing his opponents doing pretty badly here in this warm-up round. Maybe they are only practicing the start though, since that is the most important part of the track. But yeah, if Coons can do well here on this track, then there may be a chance for him to qualify to his 3rd grand final in a row in the Zerator Cup. We'll do a good warm-up round, so that maybe will give him a bit of confidence, as we are soon going to find out the end result of this second semi-final. Let's take a quick look at the records as well. Bren is at 2nd place here, 117.34. Then we got Coons at 12th, 124.79. PlasterX is at 18th place, 127.07, and Morris 89 at 21st place, 127.55. So yeah, this kind of bodes well, especially for Bren and Coons, since they have such faster personal bests than the other players. Alright, so here we go. Again, Bren just need to finish the round. Morris 89 needs to take 1st or 2nd to become a finalist. Bren will go for a risky strat. Coons lands on his back and will have to respawn. PlasterX also struggling a lot. Morris 89 has crashed, so has Bren. All 4 players with the bad start. And this is normally how it looks like. It's only Carl Jr. that makes that first pod look easy. All other players will struggle here. PlasterX with another crash. Bren comes back. And of course, if Bren can secure 1st place, that is better. But he will actually respawn and is down to last place. That was maybe a bit unnecessary. So PlasterX now alone here. And of course, he's at 4th place. So this is important for PlasterX if he can secure this 1st place. Get some points. Would go up to 68. Maybe passing Coons, who is at 4th place now. Bren has passed him. And Marius 89 is at 2nd place. It looks like we'll have 2 finalists after this round. Very safe landing here from Marius 89. Bren catching up to him a lot, but not enough to pass him. Alright, last obstacle. Good landing from PlasterX and also from Marius 89. So it looks like we'll have 2 finalists starting the next round. PlasterX winning with a time of 1:33.78. That is amazing. And Bren will finish the round, so will Coons. And now we'll have 2 finalists on the score rankings. Marius 89 and Bren, both having 1 foot into the grand final, but they still need to win a round here to secure their positions. Let's see if they can pull it off. Marius 89 will go for a safe approach. Bren will be punished for his risky approach, and we see Coons with a best start. Marius 89 crashing on his back, and he is back to the start. It looks like Marius 89 will not secure his spot in this round, and neither will Bren, since he is quite far behind Coons, but maybe still possible for him to catch up here. He needs to take some big risks though. So right now, Coons denying Bren a spot into the grand final. Plaster-X at third place will have enough points to go over 70, which means that if he wins the next round, he could also be a finalist. Coons with this first place would do the same as Bren. Tries to go for a risky approach there, which was the right decision, but did not pay off. Let's switch to Coons, who with this first place puts himself in a winnable position. So he should have pretty good chances to get at least one match point attempt. If he's able to do well in the next round as well. Good time, 1:26.09. So I think this map is it's pretty good for Coons, especially with that start and him playing with camera 3. I think that is pretty good because the other players are not really driving that well in it, especially Marius89, who is having some major difficulties on this track. As he gets some moral support from Carl Jr. in the chat. Alright, so Plaster-X up to 74, Coons at 73, Marius89 and Bren with their second match point attempts now. Oh, and now Coons will crash in the start, which is good news for both Bren and Marius89. Will we see any other crashes? Marius89 taking it very safe. Bren will crash. He will have to respawn. Marius89 though off to a good start, and then Coons with a huge crash, and now Marius89 can't secure a spot into the grand final. However, Plaster-X is still pretty close to him, so he can't really relax just yet. Still need to drive well here. But rest assured that Marius89's heart is pumping hard right now. Their pressure is intense at the moment. Gets a good landing there. Avoids all the obstacles still in front here of Plaster-X. With 2.5 seconds, he extends his lead. How about the landing? It's a good landing. Marius89 on his way to qualify to the grand final. Only this part left. He doesn't do it that well. In fact, that's really bad, but I think it should still be enough. Plaster-X is nowhere to be seen. Marius89 only with one turn remaining, as he's on his way to qualify to the grand final. And he sets a new personal record as well by the looks of it, when he needed it the most. So congratulations to Marius89, will be playing in the grand final. But we do have one more spot left to be filled. Plaster-X now up to finalist status as well, together with Bren. Coons still not there at 76 points. Plaster-X going to the left side here. Seems to be more comfortable with it. I think it's not faster though. Going on the right seems to be the better way. Bren will with a lot of speed. Coons has crashed. And Bren now with a great opportunity to take second place, since Plaster-X will also crash. Is he aware of it though? Since I think he plays without the HUD on, which may force him to take unnecessary risks. Because if he was looking at the checkpoints, he would know that he got a massive lead right now and he doesn't need to take any big risks at all. Coons has also written GG in the chat. But he's still driving though, trying to put on some pressure here on Bren in the chat. But Bren not getting affected by it at all. He's looking solid, on his way to qualify to the grand final together with Marius89. Here's the landing, looking good for Bren. Plaster-X again, nowhere to be seen. And Bren will be the fourth player. Gets through the last obstacle as well. And there's no more obstacles left here for Bren to pass. Through the final corner, Bren secures second place. And that means Plaster-X and Coons are eliminated. Coons getting close to reaching his third grand final in a row, but not quite enough. Will finish at 4th place here in this grand final, or in this semi-final I mean. So Marius89 and Bren will qualify to the grand final. Plaster X and Coons are knocked out. GG!